Our partners at the State House News Service keeping a close watch on the state of play on Beacon Hill. There is new attention on a stalled police reform bill in response to the Breonna Taylor ruling in Kentucky. New restaurant rules go into effect tomorrow, but delivery services are pushing back on calls for a cap on fees. And state budget writers continue to look to Washington for a new economic stimulus bill.
So Maine has finally lifted its restrictions on Massachusetts visitors. I know some of us here are relieved, but the numbers really haven't changed much in the last couple of months. So what's this really all about, Rob?
Well, I think it's lobster hoarding, right? I mean, the bottom line is the Maine governor was trying to keep a lid on Massachusetts going up there in the summer. Once it got into the fall and there was going to be less of a rush, maybe thousands instead of millions of Massachusetts residents going up there, she was okay to lift it, but she wanted to keep a lid on it.
But the majority of visitors during the summer are from Massachusetts, I assume.
New York and New Jersey were okay. I mean, I don't know why. But
I think that's
yeah.
the ultimate question, Mary Ann.
Well, Maine used to be part of Massachusetts, so they still have a chip on their shoulders, that sibling rivalry thing. But often Massachusetts numbers were higher than Maine, so give the Democratic governor up there, Janet Mills, credit. And it forced us to do the same thing she had done for many, many months.
There's been no love lost, but the long simmering feud between Governor Baker and President Trump finally boiled over this week. The two with very different takes on mail-in voting. Mary Ann, what took so long?
Well, I give Charlie Baker credit for trying to play the game early on in the pandemic. If you look at Donald Trump as a mob boss, which he is, he would have extracted retribution against Charlie Baker as he did with many governors and the people of Massachusetts, which is why Baker looked so relieved when the Patriots plane landed at the airport that day. So he had to do it, but now he knows he's on his own. He's been on his own. The gig is up, and Trump is a bully, and Baker's finally calling him out for being a bully.
Rob, the governor was passionate about it. He was firm about it.
yeah, and he was passionate about Trump before. Mary Ann's absolutely right. We needed the feds for funding and for assistance on COVID, and the governor couldn't afford to alienate Trump, so he didn't. Smart move.
Let me change the mood real fast and give me a quick answer, if you will. We're going into week 3 of the NFL season, so who looks like he's having a better year? Is it the guy on the left or the guy on the right? Mary Ann, I'll start with you.
Well, Brady, because in a 2-minute game, he would have won the game, and he didn't go over and burn time celebrating a touchdown that wasn't a touchdown. I mean, come on.
Rob, what do you think?
I mean, I think most fans are rooting for both of them, right? And then they'll have to make a choice in the Super Bowl. Unlikely, but
That would be a great
Unlikely
Super Bowl.
is probably the right answer. Best week or worst week? Mary Ann, you go first.
Worst week, Donald Trump, who said he would not accept the results of the election and would not ensure a peaceful transition at the end of it, and that mail-in ballots should be burned. He's the first person to say that, and he should be the last.
And Rob?
Mary Ann's right. Worst week, Trump. Not standing up for peaceful transfer of power is anti-American, plain and simple. Big mistake.
We head to the final 5 weeks before the election. Is it going to be a fiery 5 weeks or a calm 5 weeks?
Fiery, and Eddie, we'll be here in January talking
Is
about
that
the
a
election.
serious
Okay,
question,
let's be
Ed?
clear. I mean, come on, it won't be over.
Rob, you agree?
Rob's just laughing. He's smart. Mary Ann, Rob, thank you so much. Every Sunday we go on the record.